Hi guys, welcome back to Design Blips. I hope you all had a very fun and safe Diwali. Me too, I enjoyed it really well with my friends as well. And I know it's been a little late because it's already Christmas holidays coming up and you're all getting geared up and packed up to go home and enjoy. Anyways, I'm up here with my next video and it's going to be about staircase design. Today we are not going to be talking about the technicalities, scientific factors or the standards. Of course, I will be covering that, but it will just merely be a slideshow which you can pause and read and relate to. What I'm going to be talking about is the logical part of staircase design. So that at the end of this video, my aim is to make you clear enough in understanding how to design a staircase and succeed in that. Yeah. Considering the major design elements in a staircase, we can say they are the tread, the riser, the handrail, the mid-landing, the landing, the headroom. Yeah, these are the 6 main parts you will need to remember for you in order to come up with a fantastic design of a staircase. Let's get into a little bit of the definition of each term. Tread. You can remember it like this, you go to a park where there is a proper lawn maintained, there is a signage saying, do not tread on me. Tread is actually a meaning or a synonym for stepping on or walking on. So you can remember the term tread as the part or the spot where you put your foot down. Okay, so this way you'll be able to remember what is a tread. And again, in the same way, a riser is the element which actually lets you rise from one level to the other. Riser. So that way you will be able to understand that the vertical element is a riser and the part where you put down your foot, which is horizontal, is going to be a tread. Considering the handrail, logically speaking, must be actually up to the level of where your hand can easily reach on the side of your staircase when you're walking up or climbing down. So that way, if you remember, considering the average human height and all those scientific data, about 3 feet in height would be the proper minimum standard for a handrail. Remember that. And the next 2 things you need to remember about the other 2 elements are a tread is actually a place where you're going to be putting your foot. So therefore it needs to be as wide as your foot to let it fit comfortably. So that way, if you consider 30 centimeters, 1 foot is a standard for a minimum of your tread. This depth wise. Yeah. And considering how every person is going to be climbing up, you will need at least 3 feet of distance in width when you're climbing up a stairs. So since considering you will be walking at the center of the staircase, you consider 1.5 this side, 1.5 this side for you to comfortably walk if it's a single person staircase. So the minimum width for a staircase to be, let's say on a domestic area or a dwelling or a house, you can consider 3 feet, okay, or 1 meter. That is the standard for a staircase tread. Whereas the going is concerned, it all depends on the space available for you. You need to be aware of the types of staircases because at this point you will have to know what are the possibilities of a staircase in order for you to come to a decision on which type with which material of staircase are you going to be having at that particular scenario. For all the design freaks who want to have a very unique staircase which can even look bizarre, you can go ahead with it, but decide on how your staircase is going to flow. Considering the length of 1 foot at a time and 6 inches or 15 centimeters height each time, how are you going to able to be reaching the other level from the lower level. That is going to be your primary motto. So you can actually have any design, like you can have a spiral design or a zigzag design or a snake kind of design, anything, but divide the path, the going, that's what we say, the path of the staircase in whichever form you have designed, divide them into the number of treads you will need. Then you will most probably automatically get on how many rises you have. So for the people who find it a little difficult for calculating the number of treads or rises, you can do a little bit of manual work. It will take time, but you will be sure that you have done it right. Just count, just virtually climb the stairs once you have drawn it. Just count as you climb. Say 1 foot is going to be reaching 6 inches, right? 1 floor is of a minimum of 10 feet height. So count 1, 2. 2 steps is going to make me reach 1 feet. 3, 4. The 4th step is going to make me reach the 2nd feet. That way when you count, you will be able to understand that you have reached the correct height by designing that particular design. As far as the handrail is concerned, 3 feet is only the minimum that you will require. The sole purpose of a handrail is to give people support on their side while they're walking the staircase so that they don't slip and fall if at all they slip. So you can actually even have a full length wall, and this wall need not be solid again. You would have definitely looked into the internet and seen all kinds of staircases where they have strings and wooden rails and metal meshes and all that. So you can explore again with the materials that you know of. And the best way to try and experiment would be to use clay so that you will be able to come up with a mold that you have in your mind, and then you can start sketching. And once you have your sketch in a good position, then you'll be able to understand that that is a certain way you can put it in the form of drawing, because it's easier to come up with the section detail of a complicated staircase if you have a clay model. All you need to do is just take a model cutter, slice it through, and you will be able to see the section clearly, very clearly, where you can even decide where your section line is going to be just by cutting the model with your model cutter, exactly where your section line is going to be on your drawing. I hope I have covered pretty much of what you need to know to design a staircase. All the best. Thank you, bye.